Hey everybody, my name is Emily Roberts. I'm 26 years old as of this past February, and I'm now a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus, and I kind of want to answer some Q&As with y'all. I get these questions a lot from other Plexus ambassadors, and I feel like it might help someone on their journey, just like it helped me. Now, looking back, I can troubleshoot with people on my team that maybe are going through the same things. So let's just start with my story, how it all began. I heard about Plexus when my mom tried the supplements, and I just wasn't into it. I didn't have enough information. I was a nursing mom, and I was super skeptical. So if you fast forward like a couple months later, 6-7 months later, another girlfriend of mine, our husbands were deployed together. My husband is a Marine. He's been in for about 10 years. And they deployed together to Afghanistan, and so we were just kind of buddies through it all. This was their first deployment as a married couple, and it was my fourth. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to walk her through it. I'm going to hold her hand, because there's some moments that really freak you out, and you're just like, are they ever going to come back? I miss my husband so much. And through our friendship, we got through those hard times together, and then of course Plexus to keep us busy, and I was a brand new mom to a 6-month-old, so that also kept me busy. I joined her team, but after 2 weeks of some intensive research, and by research I mean Google. I was on Google every night for about an hour after Sterling would go to bed, after I finished my homework, because I was a full-time student, and I would read the bad reviews and try to figure out why these people were so against Plexus. I would read the really good reviews, and that instilled belief in me that, okay, there is hope. Maybe these products really do work. And then I would just read reviews by other supplement companies. Of course, you know, kind of the comparison game, a lot of competition. But deep down in my heart, I was like, you know what? I'm going to prove that these work, or maybe that they don't work. And that was my personality. I'm a very bold person. That's how my mama raised me in the South, and I was just determined to see if it was going to work for me. I didn't really care about other people at the time, let's be real. I didn't care about working a business, because that's not what I was doing this for. The money would have been nice. Military income does not bring in much. If you're watching this and you're a military family, you know. But I was determined to make a difference, okay? There's 3 Ds that happened in this period. The first one that happened was desperation. I needed to feel better. I was on antidepressants. I was a nursing mom, walking, talking zombie, because I was a full-time student. Scott was gone, and I was desperate. I needed change, some way, somehow. Income desperation was in there also, but I didn't know that yet. The deployment aspect of it. There's no greater time to join a network marketing company as the time when your husband is deployed, because they can't tell you no, and you have your own debit card. That's a horrible thing to say, but it's what happened. I didn't tell him I had joined until about 4 days later, and it was through email, and he was like, are you kidding me? Like, did you read the reviews? I was like, hey, it's okay. I already asked my doctor, we're good. And the third D was a decision. Was I going to go all in? Was I going to share about it? What were people going to think of me? If I did go all in, what was going to happen? Am I ready to be successful? Was I even going to be successful? Was I going to lose our family money? Was I going to hurt my ego? There's just so many things, but I had to make a decision. And I decided that I was going to share one time on Facebook and see how it went. Well, let me tell you, it was a disaster. So many negative comments. Oh, you went to the dark side. Oh, I can't believe you. I thought you didn't need supplements. What happened to diet and exercise? Because I was a fitness mommy. I was trying to get my postpartum body back in check, because Scott was coming home soon, and I wanted him to, you know, be able to put his arms around me when he came home, because last time I had seen him, I was 10 months pregnant. So I was really, really, really nervous, especially because of the negative feedback. I was really surprised. You know, these friends of mine that I had known since I was like 7-8 years old on my Facebook were just so hateful. Hateful is a great word to say. It was beyond skepticism. It was just like they were disappointed in me for going into one of those companies, becoming one of those people. Well, I'm here to tell you today that I'm very proud to be in one of those companies and one of those people, because a 6-figure income, a free car, and a free trip to a tropical island every year, I can live with that. I don't know about y'all, but I can live with that. So let's talk about the boldness and where that came from. I read a book by Richard Fenton. It's called Go for No, and it talks about putting yourself out there. A lot of the times as ambassadors, we go for yes, we have a goal, right? We try to go silver every month, meaning you're adding 3 ambassadors. Well, once we get those 3, we kind of stop, right? We just kind of stop, and maybe we focus on them, but when you go for no, You go beyond that. You go for 45 no's. I want 45 people to tell me no so I can keep going and get those yeses. But when I'm going after those 45 no's, I'm planting seeds. I may be the first person to tell them about Plexus. I may be the 100th person to tell them about Plexus. But that just shows the consistency in my belief and that I'm willing to tell anyone and everyone about this so I can go to the top. I also discovered that there was other network marketing professionals out there that had the same boldness and sassiness. There's a guy out there, Ray Higdon. He's a network marketing professional, and he had this Facebook Live one day. And he was talking about how opinions don't pay your bills. And I hear that a lot. You hear that a lot, I'm sure. And it just doesn't really resonate. Well, that day it did. And I was like, you know what? I bet if I walked into AT&T right now to pay my cell phone bill with those 4 people's negative remarks and opinions on my Plexus business, that AT&T would laugh at me. They'd be like, you want to pay with what? People's words? That's how you need to look at it. Opinions will never pay your bills. You do you. You put diapers on your kids' butts. You put food on your table to feed your family. Opinions will never pay your bills, and they're never going to do anything to your life but maybe hurt your ego, right? They might sting a little, but you brush it off and you do you. That boldness is kind of what took over me in my business, and I think the reason for my success, besides having a very confident and bold team, that is what I duplicated down. Was the boldness and the sassiness and the 110% belief at all times. You weren't going to take that belief away from me because I was determined to have a Lexus in my driveway and to help thousands of others get a Lexus in their driveway. And that was my driving force. Not that the products were doing amazing things for my health and my body, but because that compensation plan was unique. It was different. It was what I was looking for. I had done network marketing before. Believe it or not, back in 2008, I did some makeup network marketing. And I got stung a little. I invested a lot of money. I carried around a lot of product, and I was sick and tired of that. And when you're a military family and you PCS every 3 to 4 years, loading around hundreds and hundreds of makeup products, your husband looks at you like, really? What do we really? Put it in a trash bag, sell it on a garage sale page. Like, I'm over it, get rid of it. So I was really, really nervous about Plexus, but I noticed it was different because it was a website. There is nothing easier than toting around a website, am I right? So that boldness was there because Plexus was different. I could talk about how it was different. I didn't have to compare it to other things or why it was better or why it was different. It just was. And that's what I built my business on, and that's what I taught my team to do. Now, a couple of things that have fallen into that to get me through the hard times and the obstacles, it actually reminds me of something Alex said at our Plexus convention. You're going to have obstacles in this business, and it's up to you on how you overcome them. You can go around them, you can go over them, you can go under them, or you can go through them. And you can annihilate those goals and get straight to the dream and the wants and the must-have things that you want. Because if you go around a goal, around an obstacle, you're going to come back and run into it again. If you go over it, it's going to bump into somebody that's following in your footsteps. Annihilate the obstacles, get rid of them, crush those objections, and understand that Plexus is different. We have what people pray for and need every single day. And that's kind of what fuels my fire. So when it comes to working my business, now most of you know I have 2 kids. One is 2 years old and one is 4 months old. And working my business can be kind of rough. It can be kind of hard. There's days that I don't want to be around my kids, and there's days I don't want to be around Plexus. Let's be real. But I do it anyways. I choose joy, and I know that someone out there needs it more than I do, so it's up to me to tell them about it. Even if that means jumping on a Zoom call with my team and having my baby in my lap, that's mom life, right? I love that Plexus can fit into nooks and crannies. You can take your phone with you to the playground or the jumping house and let your kids play and work your business for a little bit. But I also know this. In the beginning, sure, there's nooks and crannies, but if you want it, you want gold in your second month, you want to promote quickly, there is no nooks and crannies. You do the heavy lifting. You're your own rock star. You're going to own your failures, you're going to own your successes, and you're going to do this thing. And that's what I love the most. Now, when it comes to working my business on a regular basis, there's something that I do a lot, and it's setting up a business schedule. Sorry if you can't see me, but I'm losing my sunshine. Setting up business hours. So from 1 to 3, nap time. Woohoo. I like to reach out to my potentials and work on things that I struggle with in my business. And then later on in the evening, usually around bedtime, is when I follow up with my customers. I follow up with my team members, and I try to make training videos. I feel like that's most effective for me. Maybe it'll be effective for you. Income producing activities are what drive your business. It creates momentum and intensity, and when you're doing income producing activities, your team will do income producing activities. If you sit there and twiddle your thumbs, your team's gonna sit there and twiddle their thumbs. So it's really important that that's what we focus on first. We can think about doing things all the time, but putting action behind those thoughts is when you see that promotion you've been dying for. So next time you're planning to go to Greece, let me know how you get there by just thinking about all the different plans of getting to Greece. Same concept. If you want to go gold, you want to go silver with this business, you can think about it, and then you need to create a plan, and then you need to remember your purpose, and then you persevere and you follow through with all those baby steps to achieve that plan, to achieve that goal. These are things that I implement on a regular basis, and now my team is doing that too, and I firmly believe that's why I've made it to the top as a Diamond Ambassador. And that's why I have rubies and senior golds and golds doing the same thing, and they're being consistent. The second you stop being consistent in your DMOs, in your IPAs, and posting and taking your products, whatever you're doing, the second you stop being consistent, people are gonna notice. They're gonna notice, and they're gonna say, I knew that business didn't work. I knew those products didn't work. And then it falls back on you. So something to think about next time you feel like giving up, don't. Because the decision of starting today means you get it done sooner than the person that decides they're gonna start tomorrow. I hope this inspires you and lights a fire under your rear. Actually, I know it will, because I'm just a mama of two. I'm a military spouse. I'm a workout junkie. I'm a mom that just wants to discover that there's more in life than just being a wife and doing the dishes and wiping butts, that you can help people find their purpose, and you can help them feel better. You can help them bring in an income, and all of that is possible with Plexus. Love y'all. Thanks so much for listening.